You know what I tried the other day for the first time?
What'd you try?
Google humming a song that was stuck in my head, but I didn't know any lyrics or what it was called or who it was by.
Oh, yeah, they're getting good with that too.
I hummed it for like, 4 seconds?
Yeah.
And they picked it up immediately.
Remember?
Hum it. Can we guess what it... Wait.
I don't know what it was. Do you know what it was?
Yes, it was the...
Were you trying to figure it out?
I was trying to figure it out. And
it was almost like a rhythm of a song.
She goes, let me try that hum feature thing. And we like didn't even know the exact rhythm. I just had it like in my head. But it was the song... Give me a second. Sorry.
Why are you thinking?
Oh, this. Okay.
Oh, I know.
I didn't know what it was, but I knew that intro sounded
Yeah.
like that. She did that into the recorder, and it came up.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's DANCE by Justice.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the words were. I just knew. Like,
we were like, is it from a commercial? Is it from like a show?
first result.
Wow.
Yeah,
It wasn't like it was
amazing.
buried.
But this was Google search or like an AI thing?
Google.
Like,
On
So
Google.
on the Google app, when you type in, you can type in reverse image search. You could type in hum a song. You can.
whoa.
It is crazy.
We
Yeah.
tried a whole bunch of different ones, just like humming.
Yeah. So it basically
Wow.
looks like a Siri thing that pops up, and then you start humming, and it listens. It's like Shazam, but you can just hum a little part of it, and they'll give you options.
It's crazy. You don't need an instrument or a word.
That's wild.
It's like when you have this rhythm stuck in your head, but you have no idea where it's from. It'll tell you exactly. It took no time.
It's just wild knowing, like, instead of the words going out into the database, finding the match of the words, it's a harmony. And then there's some little computer system where they're just, like, syncing up that like, against everything.
I don't know if you remember, Mariah, but we were talking about this like 3 years ago, how they need to make an app where you can hum into it and it catches it. And we're like, that would be that takes a lot of good like technology to like make that work.
I didn't think we actually had that conversation because I was like, did we create this at some point?
We
But
100% talked about this, like hoping they'd make something where you could just hum into it. Because someone like me, I don't know any words to any songs. I don't listen for lyrics. I listen for the beats and like all my favorite songs. I could just hum to it right now, but I just wish I could like hum into
We've
an
talked
app.
about this before. Like I don't know lyrics. I don't know artists. I don't know the title of the song, but I'm like, this is my favorite song.
I know the beat.
I know
in my head.
It makes me feel good.
Remember that song in one of our vlogs a long time ago where it was like unsi. I bet you if you tried that one, they would pick it up on that hum app.
Let's try really quick. Are we gonna get demonetized for that?
No.
Okay.
No. That's crazy. I would show up with a form at YouTube, be like, you have been served.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they caught that.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So hit identify a song and do that.
Which one?
Identify song.
All right. Oh, that caught that. Oh, wow.
I didn't even know what you were trying to do. I was like,
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
Like that wasn't that like good. What I just
Right.
No, it was terrible.
I was 86% good.
no way.
They rate you on your humming?
86%
match.
Ooh, karaoke, but humming would be a nice little.
Oh, that I'd be so good at that.
Yeah, I would kill it.
Put me in a karaoke room.
Yeah.
With humming.
Wow.
And I just wish too, like every karaoke bar gave you glasses where the lyrics came up on like this, like your glasses without having to look at a screen. Because looking at a screen can like really take you
out of the performance.
It takes you out of the performance. But if you could just sit there and just look at everybody and the words are right in front of you, like on glasses.
Just
not only do you have
the Apple.
But it's like clear. So like it's not like you're wearing sunglasses, but you're wearing clear glasses. So you still like look cool, but you're taking over the room by looking at everybody, but still looking at the lyrics that are popping up over everybody's heads.
It's the best though when you know a karaoke song is so good you don't even need to look at the screen.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it.
That's a flex. You're just like,
Can we do the intro? Because I have a really good transition.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, Mariah likes when we do the intro. Okay. All right.
I don't want to what do we want? Go 30 minutes?
All right, baby. It's coffee time, baby. Let's go.
What if it picked up our intro song?
You're 38% match, unfiltered intro.
Everyone sing your name.
Hello, I'm Zane.
Oh.
I'm Heath.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do this. Whatever we do. Oh, Zane.
I said sing your name.
Oh, Zane.
I'm bad. Auto-tune.
I'm Heath.
I have to close my eyes. Zane's gonna love this one. I'm Mariah.
Zane.
It sounds like the end of the national anthem.
Did you see that little girl who sang the national anthem at the Indiana Pacers game?
Matt, was that recent or was that like an old clip?
No, it happened recently. It was like a week or two ago.
That girl sucked. I'm sorry,
but it was she kind of ate though. Like the girl,
what?
Like it was so bad, it was good.
Ate a frog. That girl sounded like ass.
But she was like
horrible.
She was full like Miss Americana glam, and she's just belting it out like a normal 5-year-old would in like their bedroom.
I think they need to warn everybody, or they need to present they got to present it in a way where like this girl does not know how to sing. Okay, and go. Like you can't.
How'd they pick her?
Because people are expecting.
I don't know.
Maybe Fergie had a kid.
No, I did a
CEO's granddaughter.
So yeah, that's what I was suspecting at first. I'm like, this is some big owner of the team's daughter. But her dad.
I take that back then.
Someone found that her dad was almost like a sports journalist, or he knew people. Obviously, worked at the stadium. He's interviewed players in locker rooms before, so he had connections to get her the gig.
Little nepotism.
A little bit, but it's so iconic that other places must want to book her because they know it will go viral again, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like we're in that space where, but then again, it's the national anthem. Don't disrespect it.
Exactly.
But also, like, I get giving a child the spotlight, you know, but there are 5-year-olds that are so incredibly talented. If there was a bottom line and they all sounded like that, it's like, that's cute. But there's children that can absolutely sing.
Yeah, there are kids in the Philippines who can fucking sing
I've
as
seen
good
it
as
on
Mariah
TikTok.
Carey.
If nobody was good, sure. But the thing is, there's crazy talented children.
And there's crazy talented. I'm on India TikTok right now. Hey, my Indians.
How y'all doing?
I'm on Indian TikTok. I swear their skits that they do 10,000 times better than any Instagram skit I've seen from any American.
Yeah, they're like out of a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, and they got nothing but just dirt, ground, and an iPhone, and just so good.
Just getting to
so
it.
good. Yeah.
Other communities, they really celebrate like getting up and like singing. Like the thing is, in America, we have karaoke bars, but it's like you need to embarrass yourself in front of the whole entire bar
while everybody's drunk.
Yeah, socially, we don't like, hey, your turn. Like you're not in a safe environment to like get up and sing, I guess. It's a very
While we're bringing back karaoke, I really want to do this little transition.
Okay.
It's just funny that today we decided we wanted to do the subject of what are we convinced people are pretending to enjoy.
Yes.
On my list was karaoke.
Oh, interesting.
And it's funny because, yes, obviously it's so much fun to like go there, but really, really think about it. It's everybody's just waiting for their one song that they think or know that they're going to kill, and they are just waiting for their turn. They're not enjoying, nobody enjoys watching someone else sing 3 minutes of a song.
Okay.
Look.
Karaoke for yourself, enjoyable.
Yes.
Watching other people do karaoke.
Everyone's just waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
They're not
Right,
like,
okay.
In Japan, when we were in that little room, just us, all karaoke, that was fun because we all know each other and we all like just are comfortable with each other.
Intimate.
Yeah.
But it's like it's fun even if you're a great singer, it's fun to like have fun with it. And then there's that one person who takes it so seriously and they're just like...
But there's like people that are too good doing karaoke. It's like...
No, I like that. I love watching really good people karaoke. That's what makes it...
But if you show up to a bar and you realize majority of the people who are on the list are good and are regulars, you're like, maybe I don't want to do it at this good of a joint.
You got to feel it out, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to go
gotta read
after
the
like a
room.
really good singer.
Definitely read the room. And if you are a really good singer, perform and play with the audience instead of just showing off and singing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all about you gotta humble it down.
And then people are side-eyeing each other when somebody's up there.
You want to be good but not have confidence to where people don't get annoyed.
Yeah.
Because
You want them to be like, wait, I think they can actually sing.
Wait,
Not
you're like,
like,
hold
oh,
on.
they think they can sing.
They're good. Are you guys hearing
I don't want
this?
to be that person that like, because when somebody goes up and does karaoke and they're drunk and they're singing and they sound bad, you know, we're all on the same page, right? Like you're not supposed to be the best singer in the world when you're up there. But there's just moments, and I catch myself doing it, and I always feel so bad when I do it. But like, we're all drunk. We get a little judgy when we're drunk. So I'm sitting there when I just hear just like a really bad, someone really bad singing. And I know I'm not the best singer. Like I suck too, but I'll just look and I'll just like,
Because there's a way. Yes.
I don't shit. I don't sit there and like, this guy sucked. I just make this face to myself, just like.
It's also because when they immediately start singing and they set the tone, you know that you have to sit there for 3 minutes.
Yeah, and know the damn song. Don't go up. I'm more judgy. It's not about even sounding bad. It's like you chose this song. You're with your buddy. Go, you know this song. Yeah, I know that song.
me with the second verse of Sweet Caroline.
Yes. Nothing.
That is like, you're putting your friend in a tough spot. Like if your friend really wants to do a duet song and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. Make sure to tell him or tell her that you don't know the song.
Yeah. Right. And then there's that person who like still thinks it's funny to do tequila.
Yeah, right.
You're like, oh my God, we've seen it.
I love my favorite karaoke singers are people that like play with the audience.
You see the lineup on the TV and it's like in 3 songs someone's doing tequila and you're like,
you're writing it down on the slip. They're like,
this'll get them.
The DJ's like, all right, calling Matt. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, next song. Just get through it really quick.
I used to do the pay your way to the front too.
Oh yeah, that's Patricia's weakness though. She'll spend all of her money. I'm like, how much money did you just pay, babe?
You mean there's 40 people in front of me? I think
next round's on Patricia. Nope, it's going to the karaoke bar. Patricia's also the first one to, like, you know, those bars that have like those touch tunes where you get to. It's not a karaoke, but you just get to play what's next. Patricia always. What I've noticed is she goes straight to that box. Everybody's just got whatever Patricia wants. It's her vibe, especially because I feel like Patricia really it eats at her when there's a song playing that she just does not vibe with. Doesn't matter where she is, right?
She needs.
I remember when we did our little Zila dinner after the documentary, I walked in and there was just like a song playing. It was like a joke, but Patricia walks in, she's just like, no. And she's like, I need to change this song. I'm like, Patricia, it's just a joke, let it ride. Like, it was like workout music. She's like, no, like,
this is a dinner party. We need dinner party music.
And I respected that. It was really funny.
But we all have a list of
things we're convinced that people are pretending to like.
Got it.
We saw another podcast do this, and their example was sparkling water. And we were laughing right away because Heath will die for sparkling water.
I love it. And the thing is, I get it because I did it at first and I had the same opinion. And I was like, I genuinely hated it. I thought it was the dumbest thing. And then once I started using it as like a soda replacement, it became all I look for. That bubble, that hit, that burn. I'm like, I need that.
Nope, diet soda will give me that hit, and I will continue to do that. You know what I think is bullshit? When people get different flavor sparkling water.
No way.
It tastes different.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Wait.
I've tried every single LaCroix flavor.
What's the LaCroix statement that you always say?
People say it's like if you were to take a sip of sparkling water and have somebody whisper in your ear, lemon jello. Like that.
If you blindfolded me and told me lies about which flavor was which, I'd be like, totally. Okay. I taste it.
There's flavor. If I was blindfolded, like you're saying, and had to differentiate what was what, probably couldn't do it. But limoncello LaCroix is probably the strongest, sweetest one.
It's the best one.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse is good too.
I bet you I'd give you a pamplemousse here, limoncello. You wouldn't even know the difference because it's so light.
Let me have my
After you've been like binge drinking a bunch of seltzers and like beers and stuff, and then you go to just a normal seltzer, like I'm talking about hard seltzers, and then you go to those,
Puke.
Your brain, I think like you think that you're still drinking seltzers. It's a good like, I've drank too much, I'm going to steady myself up and hydrate, but I like a little bit of seltzer, I don't mind too on like a day.
It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah. Like when I had a job, everyone would drink water throughout the day. But then I knew a guy who would go get seltzer water. I'm like, why are you drinking seltzer water? He goes, because it's a little something different to keep you going throughout the day. And I was like, actually, good point.
I think seltzer water tastes good when you put like those flavor in here, like Mio. Like a squirt of Mio, then it fully changes.
You're just turning it into a soda.
But just get like the vitamin Mio. It tastes good and it's healthy for you. Have you seen all the ingredients in the bag?
I've seen your Mio. Zane keeps his Mio on top of the water tank. I saw it.
I cannot drink water. I need something.
That's my mom.
I think I convince myself that I like sparkling water. If I'm really because I will go out of my way to order it or get it. And I think I'm convinced because growing up, we weren't allowed to have soda. Like nothing bubbly, sparkly, nothing. But my grandma's house, she had seltzer. It was called seltzer in the bottle, in the liter bottle. Yeah. And
there's a difference. There's club soda,
yes,
seltzer water,
and tonic water.
And tonic water.
Tonic was the other thing.
Tonic's not good.
My dad kept tonic in the garage. Mm-hmm. And I used to convince myself that I loved tonic so much because it was something other than water. We had water and orange juice in the house.
It's spicy, but not carbonated,
it's
right?
Weird.
It makes your mouth like dry. But I used to think just because it was something other than what I was allowed to have, like when I went to my grandma's, I had this cherry seltzer. I was convinced that I love it so much.
I cannot justify buying water. If I walk into a 7-Eleven or a gas station, I would rather bang my head on the car door repeatedly than spend money on water.
Yes, I have to be dehydrated as fuck to buy that water.
If I go in, I'm like, at least it's got bubbles. I can justify spending $3 if I'm like, it's got bubbles and a little flavor. So that's why I would gravitate towards a sparkling water over something else.
And it's the same kind of price, right?
So it's like I could have water or I could have fancy water with bubbles and a little bit of flavor.
Yeah, because it's
that's where I started.
You're on to something.
So it's like I didn't want to go for a soda, so I'm like, all right, if I'm going to spend the money, I'm not like
I'm going to start doing that because I have a bit of a water issue. Just
I can't do it.
You know, you're like fucking $4. Yeah. You're like, I can get this shit at home, just no problem.
Right.
I don't agree with this bullshit conversation, but I do support whatever you guys like have to say with sparkling water.
But people who are making sparkling water at your own home, like you're buying the soda bubble thing, where I'm like, what is this? Like you're doing
I do love San Pellegrino.
Yes.
That one has a little bit more flavor in it, right? That one's good. I don't mind that one.
Yeah.
Topo Chico's the best sparkling, by the way.
Yes, of course.
Hands down, best mineral sparkling water.
They do not have good seltzers, though.
Oh, they're like alcoholic.
The hard seltzers, they were good for a minute, and then after a while,
what is it? I think it's like the aftertaste of the Topos.
I just think it was like the same thing after you have White Claws had such a chokehold on everybody, and then you're like, I've had this flavor.
Well, I think White Claws had such a chokehold because that was the only thing you can drink. That was like pretty much the first seltzer that was just around.
Yeah.
There's just flavor fatigue, and I think Prime Hydration Drink, giving them a shout out. They've been so good about. There's always these new ones. So you're like, well, I got to try that one because I'm. Yeah. You never get sick of the other ones because there's always a new one.
On the alcohol topic, though, one of mine that I have, and I feel like other people feel this way too, but IPAs. I like beer. Yeah. I like the flavor. I like the taste.
It has to be a certain time or a certain because I don't like beer 90% of the time, but just sometimes when like an Allagash White, when it's sitting in front of me, it has to be light.
Ooh,
you're talking about IPAs. I think a light beer.
Specifically, I cannot
So
stand.
what exactly is an IPA? Is that a type of drink?
Indian Pale Ale.
And
$1 million, I couldn't tell you that.
It's a beer that's been induced with a lot of hops of barley. And the way it started was the way they wanted to get beer, if they wanted to ship it all the way to India for the beer to last, they had to put in a lot of hops in it for it to maintain its flavor. And then as shipping got faster, they realized, the taste has kind of stayed the same. And so then that became its own genre of beer is India Pale Ales. And they're thicker, they're slower, there's more alcohol in it. And they're very bitter. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
It tastes like sucking on a copper pipe.
That's a good,
with rust. I actually hate that taste. And when people go, this is a good Indian Pale Ale, and I'll try it, and every single one just, I don't get it.
It's a good try. It's good to take a sip of someone else's IPA, but you don't want to drink that whole thing.
There's occasions where I think, get an IPA where you don't want, because if you give me a Bud Light, I'm drinking it down in less than 2 minutes. Yeah. It's done. IPAs, I can sit through a whole dinner and just drink that IPA. I like that it's a slower beer ride. But yeah, I do agree it's an acquired taste. And the reason why I like them is because my dad is obsessed with IPAs. And when I finally could drink at home, The refrigerator.
That's all he had.
All I had. So I would just drink IPAs. So for me, I don't taste it.
I know what
you mean.
What was the beer? All the beer that we had in the fridge. Like when I saw these beers, I was like, oh, this is what beer is. And I think I already said this. Smirnoff Ice. Smirnoff Ice.
That's the best beer right there.
Was what I thought beer was. So when I was sipping,
damn, beer is good.
I was like, this is yummy. And then my mom would go for like the Bud Light Limes too. I was like, okay, this is like, but like, I'm kind of liking this raw. I can't wait till I'm an adult. And then the IPAs came around, and I was just like, okay, this is getting
the amount of people who buy them. Are you buying them to drink them, or are people buying them to ice people?
People. There's a lot of people that do not like the taste of alcohol. Like that's why they don't like drinking. So they just go for this type of drink. Like Mariah's like a perfect example. If she liked
Mariah's perfect
being like drunk, if she like enjoyed being drunk, sometimes she would go for something like this.
Yeah,
her like that demographic.
I always wanted to try a Zima. Remember Zimas? Like
no,
it was like
how do you spell that?
Zima. They were big in the 90s and like early 2000s. A lot of
it's like Zima.
Like it's engraved in my head.
Zima. These
I've never seen that
TV
either.
would do sketches about Zimas, but like moms used to drink this all the time, and they don't make them anymore. But I would just have loved to try.
Oh, I love the look.
Looks good.
It looks like you're drinking straight up out of a liquor bottle.
Though. It's like a
it.
chandelier.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, PrizePicks.
If you guys don't know what PrizePicks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. They're the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers, baby.
That's right. Instead of battling thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in.
And guys, football season may be over, but the action on the floor is heating up. Whether it's tournament season or the fight for playoff home court, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball moments this time of year.
That's right. So make sure to get in on the excitement with PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your hoops knowledge into serious cash.
And you can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with NBA and NHL and college basketball entries today on PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app.
PrizePicks also offers injury insurance so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entries stay in.
And it's really simple to play. You can make your picks and submit your entry in less than 60 seconds. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and enormous selection of players and start types are what make PrizePicks the #1 daily fantasy sports app today.
My favorite thing about PrizePicks is that I can, pick these projections and feel more confident in it because, I'm not the most knowledgeable, but I kind of have, a little bit of knowledge. So it's easier than, just going out there and playing against people who are sharks at this.
You see, for me, it's like a game. I just like playing games.
Okay.
When I go to the casino, it's just like the
energy.
It's the energy. Everybody's like on the same playing field.
Right.
No one knows more than the other. You know what I mean? Everyone's just kind of in it. And then whatever happens, and I like that.
So if you want to try out PrizePicks, all you got to do is download the app today and use code UNFILTERED for a first deposit match up to $100.
Again, download the app today and use code UNFILTERED for a first deposit match up to $100.
That's right, baby. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Thank you so much, PrizePicks, for sponsoring this podcast. We love you. Okay, another thing that I had on my list, sour candy as an adult.
How
What?
dare you?
I don't get it.
Oh man.
If you're a kid, I get it. I used to like cry babies because it felt whatever. I don't understand how anybody likes something sour candy. If you eat it and it makes you go like this, not good.
Well, Heath, I don't
not good.
Most candies don't make you like do that except for like Warheads or something.
That's what I'm saying. Sour candy.
Like a sour strip. When you put that whole strip in,
So like a sour strip, like the
Just like anything, like super sour Skittles. I don't get it.
I think this argument can also be made with extremely spicy stuff too.
Yeah.
Like, why do people go heavily spicy?
I don't
think
get that either.
It's a hit because it's like you feel so alive. It's like an orgasm. You're like, oh my God, this sensation took me all over.
I love super
do
spicy things sometimes, like especially in Indian food, because it literally clears my sinuses. It's like the best feeling when it comes to that. I'm just like I swear my nostrils open up and I can breathe, which is weird because
it makes me feel
I
good.
can't breathe here anymore, but I can breathe up here. And it's like great when you're like sick, like eating something real spicy. You're just like.
And I feel like if you're having sour stuff, you're less likely to have more of the sour stuff. Because if you have a whole bag of just sweet things, you want to eat all the sweet things.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
It slows your pace down, I think, for enjoying sweets and gets the rush.
So we have like sour strip candies. If all those strips were not sour, you eat the whole bag. But if you have sour strips, you'll have like 3 and you're like satisfied. You're like, okay, I can close these up.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a good way to kind of.
Like the best part of a warhead was the sweet after the sour.
You know, warheads aren't as strong.
You're like, I just got to break through this wall to get to the reward.
Right. And why not just have the reward? Why sit there and like fight your tongue freaking out?
Have you had a warhead lately?
No.
I haven't.
So I think they were really strong when we were kids, but have a warhead now. You'll see how not sour it actually is.
But
I think just as kids, you're just like.
But after you have like 3 warheads, you're like, you can't.
Like, do you
like your mouth feels like it's been charred all your.
Yeah, and also the sour Skittles, your roof of your mouth and your tongue would be raw.
Well, I'm not a fan the way they do those sour Skittles because it's like you're eating rocks because it's so sharp everywhere. I think it's because the Skittle, if you look closely at it, it looks like there's a half mark where it's actually kind of tough on that end. So on the sour Skittles, that mark is actually sharper. So when you're like sucking on a sour Skittle, it's like actually cutting your mouth from like that middle.
Yeah, it's like sandpaper.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of that.
Do you just eat lemons?
Yes.
Oh yes, I love
I love
when I'm squeezing a lemon, I'll like squeeze a little bit in my mouth.
Wild.
I know.
But like, there's no sweet reward. To,
right.
like,
that's why I don't get it.
Yeah. Like I like grapefruit juice. I like lemon water, lemonade, whatever. But I like it on the sour end, and he'll try it every time, and he'll make a face.
She'll be like, "This is the most delicious grapefruit," and I'm like, "All right, I'll try it."
Oh, grapefruit!
Don't get it.
No,
grapefruit. Yeah. That's another one. Add it to the list.
But if you put sugar on a grapefruit,
right? Because you like the sweet.
Yeah, no, you see that?
No,
a raw grapefruit.
Yes, it's my favorite fruit on planet Earth.
No, that doesn't. No,
oh my
they just don't get it.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. It's fine.
Oh, one time I remember I was on like shrooms and I was in high school and I went to like my friend's dad's like refrigerator and there was Simply apple, Simply orange.
Yeah.
There was a Simply grapefruit one and I drank it and I like threw up immediately because
you didn't like it.
I did it,
but that has sugar. That has sugar in it.
Simply grapefruit.
Woo, yeah, look at dude. It has like fucking 40 grams of sugar.
Simply grapefruit doesn't. It's not like grapefruit.
Not added sugar.
No, like papaya flavored things.
That was my nickname when I first moved to Pennsylvania.
Mariah Papaya.
Mariah Papaya.
Because it rhymed.
Because
did you like papayas?
What?
Did you like papayas?
I didn't know what it was, and I just kept my mouth shut. And then I finally found out what it was. Because papayas, where can you get a papaya?
They're not common.
There's like papaya smoothies a lot of times at smoothie places.
I do like how soft they are.
They look almost like a mango.
I think they look more flavorful than they are.
But there's a whole thing about some people who, when they taste papaya, similar I think to like people who eat cilantro, they think it tastes like soap. For some people, for me, papaya tastes like vomit, or it smells like like the underside of like a nail when you cut it.
Yes.
And apparently, the enzyme that's in papaya, because I googled this, I go, this tastes straight up like vomit. How do people like this? The enzyme that's in papaya is close to the enzyme that's in our gut, in our body.
Why though?
And so it's just like I don't know the molecular.
I want to try papaya now. I think. Why do I feel like I remember that as a kid? Because we used to have like some papayas in the house because my stepmom they're all Pakistani and they would have papayas sometimes. I feel like I remember what you're talking about.
I think you would like them. They're soft and sweet, but I think the color throws me off because they look like they'd be really sweet and juicy, but it's kind of like a mild flavor.
And it also looks like a hairy coochie.
The thing is, it's like you wouldn't really notice unless someone points it out. Does this kind of taste like puke? And then you're like,
then you're aware of it.
Because I had a buddy who had a papaya smoothie when I was in Bon Air, and I go, that tastes like vomit. And he goes, what are you talking about? And then he drank it. He goes, oh my God, you're so right.
It's like once you tell somebody that.
That reminds me though, I used to be gravitated towards this menu item whenever this ingredient was in it, but now I don't think I'll ever order it again because I don't know if my taste buds are changing or my scent is getting more sensitive. Truffle.
Yeah.
Can't do the smell anymore.
Oh,
really?
It smells like socked
It's a lot.
vomit.
It's super pungent because
it's very pungent.
pungent.
It's very
we used to get it all the
stinky.
time. We'd get like the truffle
If
fries.
I saw truffle fries, I'm like, sign me up. Now I'm like, get those away from me.
You actually don't like truffle in your stuff
I'd
anymore?
rather just have
No.
regular fries now.
Me too. I'd rather have like a Parmesan
What are
or
a
something.
For me, it
Now
smells
we're-
like very luxurious.
Yeah.
Or
It
like,
is.
Because it's very expensive.
Yeah, when I was like
See, I
introduced
think
to truffle, really rich people introduced me to truffle, and I was
Exactly.
like, oh, so for me, I like think it's like
Back to the things people
Exactly.
pretend to like.
Caviar.
oh
Yes.
Escargot.
There's
Yes.
no way.
Don't
I
get it.
think-
Escargot is delicious.
Just-
Go to Balthazar's in New York City.
No.
Oh, that is divine.
You're not allowed to add anything to
They
it.
are still alive.
No.
Absolutely not.
I have a question.
No.
With all these lists of things, think about if you were the only person on earth. Would you go to a karaoke bar? Would you be eating caviar? You know what I mean? Or do you do it to say that I like escargot? I ate this. Look at me, I'm eating it. Like,
You
would you
would not
do it
go
by yourself if there was no
But
social
that's like
media?
most things, though, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Exactly. That's
'cause
how
we
you have to think of
pretend
it.
Okay.
I think it's
Like
just,
on my list, I have, this is so random. I have tanning. Hear me out.
No, I don't think anybody likes tanning. They like what they
Wait.
look like after.
Hey, that's the thing. You like the end result. We tan because we like the way we look. Every time I'm like, I can't wait to go on vacation and lay out and tan, I'm out there for 15 seconds. I'm like, I can't freaking do this. I can't lay out. I get hot and itchy. Nobody enjoys it.
like a
Yeah.
proper sunbathe.
Yes.
Like, like really basking
laying
in
on
it.
the beach sucks.
Oh yeah, and you're-
I don't
Sucks.
like the process
Yeah.
of the beach.
Hate it.
The getting there,
The beach
setting
in general, people pretend to like, I think. Unless you're doing a water activity, if you're surfing
Right,
or if
an
you're out there
activity.
like fishing,
That's
sure.
why I like East Coast beaches like Seaside, because you also have the boardwalk. I enjoyed going because the boardwalk, you can go inside for pizza, you could go to the arcade, you could play like all these different games and go on a roller coaster, and then you can step on the beach and go for a dip and come back. And
Even that, I can't do it sober. For something like that, I have to be
I get that.
out
I
of
get
my
that.
mind,
Yeah.
gone. Just woo! Like I want to be drunk out of my mind to be on the beach and then the
yeah,
boardwalk.
I think
the
I
sand.
think I need to be drunk to go like camping.
Yeah, no,
Don't.
that was my list of things.
No.
Camping.
I will walk out.
Setting
right
up a
There's no
tent,
way.
waking up in a tent, right? Waking up in a tent, you're either freezing fucking cold or hot as shit, sweating everywhere.
But
There
that's
is
the other
no
thing.
there's no middle ground.
What's the second place fun? Third place fun? What's it
Type
called?
2 fun.
Type 2. When he's away for his hiking trips, he's constantly texting me complaining.
Like it's just everything
Like,
with
would
it.
you camp and hike if you were the only person on earth?
Oh man, it's different.
Like if you couldn't post about it, if you couldn't like not to like show off.
You couldn't
but, like,
bring your Lumix camera, take some
No
pics.
I know I
cameras.
can't post about it. I ain't going.
Right.
No,
Like, you're telling me I gotta
like-
do that in private?
Or like
No,
when you
no.
get back, you can't tell anybody about it. I would not be doing it. I would
way.
not be doing it.
No way.
No, half the things that I think I enjoy doing, if I had to come back and not tell a soul, I would never think about doing
Okay.
that.
Let me have the floor for a second to explain this. I enjoy the getting out of the routine of the daily life and putting yourself in a situation to be appreciative of what you have. Does that make sense? So for me, I like going out, spending, days in a mountain with no, technology, or I have like my sat phone out there to like check in.
No,
but I
your
like,
fancy REI fucking bullshit, Big Ten.
I could glamp all day.
He's excited to try out gadgets.
That's what I'm saying.
You're on a gadget expedition.
Yeah, do you,
just got this new
Bubba,
backpack.
Yes. Do you like hiking or do you like the equipment?
I don't like hiking.
Do you like the equipment? Like
I
you
like
love
getting
picking
to-
out a tent.
Okay, this is what I enjoy. I like getting to a new destination after a hike. I like the fact that I can move myself 6 miles to a lake, and then once I get to that lake, I can fish, I can make a fire at night, sit around it, I can cook, there's a primal feeling that
There's
you get.
problems and solutions, and you're actively solving them too.
I like that. I like
the steps to get to what I enjoy.
Like if I ever went camping with Heath, 100% for him. Nothing for me, right? Like if we both went camping, I would constantly look at Heath to make sure he's having a good time. So whenever we got to this lake that he's been talking about all day, we get there, I'm like, this is just beautiful. The whole time, I'm just saying this only for Heath's ears.
Okay.
Nothing for myself.
Wait. When we moved to Pennsylvania, my mom was so worried because I cried every single day for months because I was crying about there was nothing to look at because it was cornfields, hills, mountains, grass, and I was freaking out because what am I looking at? Because I was used to like Staten Island and like having neighbors and this, and I was like, so I think that was a negative effect on me. So now if I look at a mountain, I'd be like, that's so cool. But I don't look at it as like, this is unbelievable.
That's how I look at it.
But it is. It is unbelievable, but I don't think that way.
It is, but like
I just...
Sure.
Okay, let me put this into a perspective. Do you like traveling?
I like going to different countries, yes. With my friends, we're enjoying these moments together.
You wouldn't do it by yourself.
Hell no,
Exactly.
not do it by myself.
Okay.
I'd be so bored.
Okay, I like your equivalent to camping and hiking, which I also think Zane would disagree with, but you would agree with us. I genuinely enjoy... I could pick a random city on a map and I'll show up and I would love just walking around the town and seeing how other people live, going to their coffee shops, going to
it
like...
gives you perspective.
Yes.
It's awesome. It's
I'm also very
places.
nosy. Yeah. Like when we went to Arizona for the first time, that was a blast. We didn't buy anything. We walked around the whole time, but I loved being in a different environment. I needed stuff to look at. I needed civilization.
Shots.
Yeah.
I need coffee shops.
Like you need stuff to look at, I need somebody to talk to about what I'm looking at.
Yes.
So
Right.
like, because everything in one ear, out the other, like everything I'm looking at, if I was by myself in another country, I'd be like, it would just escape my brain immediately.
Yeah.
The way I mean about traveling is like, do you like getting on the flight for 8 hours to go somewhere? No. Do you like the process of dealing with checking into a hotel or doing this and this? No, but like you like...
coming back and
the
talking
To the
moment.
podcast and talking
No,
about
but like you enjoy it while you're there, but would you want to be constantly traveling your entire life and be like a nomad?
Do we really like traveling? It's a pain in the ass.
It's fun on an
Packing,
occasion.
planning is it's always I don't know one person that enjoys to like plan.
But that's
I like hunting down spots before I go to it. And
I like going to the spot and putting cool things to do near me.
I like doing that. But the camping thing, just to go back to that though, my thing about camping, I've done it. I've done it multiple times. I'm happy I have done camping. But for me, it's a little repetitive unless I'm really looking at something new or I'm by a new creek. But like, I've done the activity.
That's why
going
I
to
like
a different city is a whole new city.
Right.
That's so much
It's
more
fresh.
enthralling to explore because it's way different than the last time. Camping though, sometimes it's like it's the margin of similarity of the last time you camped and then the next time you camped. That's the same thing in my eyes.
And that's what I felt about sometimes in Europe where I was expecting when we went to
Oh, I loved Europe.
Europe, but there was a specific place that we were at where I just felt like we were just here in another country.
You felt that way in Positano.
Positano was beautiful because we've never been anywhere like that before.
Yeah, but you wanted to leave, so you were like, this is beautiful, but I saw it for the first 5 hours and I want to get it because there's nothing to do.
I think
Heath and I like that.
No. I think I was so stressed out with how small everything was. I was
Yeah.
getting like claustrophobic at Positano.
You had to walk sideways down the street.
And I also saw couples just everywhere that made me just like, and normally that doesn't bother me, but it was just like really bothering me while choking me with the claustrophobia. But it was beautiful though. It was beautiful though. Like I love the boat day, being able to see like the side of the city. But
like Heath and I could stay there for a week. You could probably do like a weekend.
12 hours.
12 hours.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed it, but maybe because like we can do it together and we like those little like we like stupid souvenir shops. Like I'm like, let me get a little postcard. Let me get like
trinket.
Little trinket.
And you know what I hate happens with like when I watch shows and they have like there's a certain scene for like 20 minutes and they're in like Italy and they like just the lighting and everything. It makes you think that that's what you're going to get. I hate what movies have done to us with how they present different countries because they really do a good job making it just something completely different. I'm not saying it's not beautiful in person, but that's just how I like to imagine things, like very high quality in like a movie setting or a show setting or photo shoots or something like that.
It's important.
That's how I like to see things.
It's important though you recognize that. I think a lot of people chase that high and then they get depressed because they're never getting to that thing. Yeah. But you have to know that like that wonder though, it comes from within. So you have to find it really in your moment and see it. But it's good that you do recognize that. Or like
you know what was just like the movies though? Japan.
Yeah.
Oh
Japan was like, it was
like stepping
dead
into a
on.
film.
Yeah, that was dead on, just like what I've seen on TV, which that's pretty cool. How do people see America? Like, what scenes do people watch from?
Well, do you remember landing in LA for the first time?
It was not what I thought.
Yeah, that was.
And it's
that
in
was
a
rough.
horrible area.
I thought
You're like,
all
this
of
is
Los
it?
Angeles was Beverly Hills.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm not joking.
Like when you think of Hollywood, you in your mind you picture Beverly Hills. You picture the street with the palm trees, seeing the Hollywood sign. That is only a neighborhood here.
We got off that plane and got into a car, and we were like,
we were depressed. We're like, this sucks.
Neither one of us wanted to say anything.
Right.
We were just like looking out like.
What we saw, what was LA, was like Orange County.
Yeah,
which is something so far out. Like, it's just not where people are usually like visiting when they come to travel to LA.
Right.
LA's big. It's a big metropolis.
Huge. I didn't realize it was so big.
Yeah.
Before we continue, we want to give a big thank you to our sponsor of this podcast, Zocdoc.
Are you that one friend in the friend group that loves to treat yourself? It's okay. Honestly, we all do it. Get a pedicure and opt for the extra 10-minute foot massage with green tea infused lotion. Mm-hmm. Refuse to make that coffee at home because the fancy coffee shop is right downstairs.
Guilty.
Or opt for that extra legroom seat on the plane because your vacation starts now.
Gotta have it, baby.
Well, if you treat yourself to the top options with everything in life, why settle when finding a doctor? It is your health after all.
Enter Zocdoc, the place where you can find and book tens of thousands of top-tier doctors, all with verified patient reviews.
Mm-hmm. So don't settle. Go for the best and find the right doctor for you. With Zocdoc, you've got more options than you know, baby.
I'm going to be honest. When we first moved out here, I didn't have a primary doctor for 8 years.
It's hard to find one out here.
It's really tough, and it just seems like a headache, but I'm dead serious. I downloaded Zocdoc and made all my appointments. I found a primary. I finally went to the dentist. I finally saw an eye doctor, and it gives you like a checklist of everything you haven't done for the year, so you know like, oh, I'm due for this, I'm due for that, and it's so simple.
I honestly just wish that you went to Zocdoc when you had that the head thing going on.
I know
up in Mexico.
I wish I did.
How did you not think of that out there? It
was before I knew about Zocdoc.
And the good thing about Zocdoc is once you find the doc you want, you can book them immediately. No more waiting awkwardly on hold with a receptionist. You know, nobody has time for that these days.
And again, all of these doctors have verified reviews from actual real patients.
We're talking about booking appointments with tens of thousands of top-rated patient-reviewed, credible doctors and specialists.
You can even filter specifically for ones that take your insurance, are located near you, and treat basically any condition you're searching for. I know when I made my account, I put my insurance card directly into it, and then it immediately lets you know where you qualify.
And not only is it convenient, but it's also quick. The typical wait time to see a doctor booked on Zocdoc is between just 24 to 72 hours. That's it. You can even score same-day appointments.
So if you're ready to check up on your health and start seeing those doctors you've been holding off for so long, all you have to do is go to Zocdoc.com/Zane and Heath.
Exactly. You're going to go to Zocdoc.com/Zane and Heath and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today.
Again, that's ZocDoc.com/Zane and Heath.
Once again, it's a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. So make sure to go check out Zocdoc.
Thank you, Zocdoc, for sponsoring this podcast and putting our health first.
Is there
other things?
Did you have any other ones?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Well, we can go. We can.
I could just keep listing under camping, like shitting in the woods, just being in the middle of nowhere.
Says they enjoy
just being in the middle of nowhere. I just think it's why are we going back in time? You know what I mean? We fought to not have to live in the middle of nowhere. You know, we fought to be able to live in houses or apartments or not having to wipe our ass with leaves and shit. Like,
yeah, I think because I also get anxiety, you know, from being dirty, filthy.
Yeah.
Like I could put on like this outfit I just put on for the podcast. It's going straight to the wash. I can't. Does anybody else feel that way?
Anybody else here?
Like, I just feel filthy all the time.
Oh, like clothes are just as soon as you put them on, just
they're dirty.
Gone. Oh, you just like a trash.
And I just
they're
showered.
Going into a fire.
Yeah.
We burn after use.
I also had on my list the club, a nightclub.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's also another thing where you're not going there sober. You have to be drunk. Like there's nothing fun about.
That's the thing.
Nightclub.
Even when I did drink and I was single, if my friends would take me to a club, we would have the conversation every single time. Like, is anybody, you can't hear, see everyone.
Can't chat
if you really
at all.
Yeah.
if you really look at everybody,
It's awful.
everyone's just looking at each other like, okay, what's next? Like,
everybody's
what's going to happen?
looking at other people to see
what
their
is there
vibe
really
is,
to do? And then
just...
the DJ, you don't know the music. You know the songs, but you don't know the drops. You don't know their build up. Like,
and they're only giving it to you in like 30-second increments, and right when you want that chorus to hit, it's going to something else.
DJ just has like a hit clip, just that 30-second little.
Yeah.
And what I don't like that nightclubs do, or what I don't like about nightclubs is that when you go to a bar, everybody's on everybody's equal. When you go to a bar, there's no special like services for anybody at a bar. Everyone's the same level. You go to a nightclub, I just feel like I'm back in high school. It's like, oh, the popular kids are all over here. Oh, but you cannot like go past. You see a friend in there? Nope, you can't pass this section. It's just that to me is just such
and
bullshit.
And then a bottle is $600. It's
insane.
And then they hit you with like a $3,000 minimum for the table. So it's like, even if you don't drink it,
I'm paying $6,000.
It's way too serious.
I don't
understand. The girls don't pay, guys pay $100. But it just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Why? It's not that serious.
And I'm surprised that hasn't changed yet. I'm surprised that it's imagine going to a nightclub where everybody's just everywhere. There's no special section for anybody. It's just the DJ and then the whole dance floor, and then there's just tables in the middle. To me, that would be fun.
I like mid-tier nightclubs, like Bottled Blonde, down in Chicago. That's where it's like a sports bar, but then it turns into a club at night. But it's not too pretentious
push
looking.
The stuff to the side, and everybody still kind of hangs out in the night.
Give me some cornhole.
Yeah.
Give me a little under the table
in
soccer.
In the dark.
In the dark. Oh, even fancy restaurants, especially out here or in Manhattan, pitch black.
Yeah,
I can't see what I'm eating. But actually, it's not a bad thing, because sometimes if we go to a fancy restaurant, don't come for me. I like my meat well done. But if we're in a dark restaurant and I don't see the color, I'm like, so am I really enjoying it well done, or is it just a visual?
Yeah. I just want every restaurant to be like the restaurant we went to in Italy, where everybody is just napkins in the air, just on tables. I want every place I walk into. I don't care if I'm eating breakfast, lunch, dinner. I want everybody just booty popping, just energy is in the air.
Everybody was on the same page. Everybody got along.
I just don't that was the only place that we've ever been to that was like that. It just sucked.
Have you seen the new thing that they're doing at clubs? It's like it's a battle between nightclub tables, and the challenge is whoever can dump out the most alcohol.
Oh,
wins. God. Wait, what do you mean dump out?
Say I have a table over here with my crew, and Matt has a table with his crew over here. They're taking $600 bottles of liquor, like Don Julio, whatever, at these clubs, and they're looking at each other, and they're popping brand new bottles, and they're pouring it out on the floor to show I can dump this much money away
without getting kicked out. What's the
the clubs love it because they're buying bottle after bottle just to pour it out, and it's
there's just liquor. That doesn't make sense.
It's literally just a flex. Look at my table. Pull up videos. You can see them.
I've seen ones of a guy just dumping a whole bottle of vodka. I didn't know it was a competition.
Nightclub bottle dump.
And are the bouncers or the DJs all right, let's see it. Table 3, you guys got money to burn.
Who's got more money? I see you dump it.
Can you imagine that anxiety when you wake up in the morning after dumping a whole bottle? Be like, I did what?
Yeah, watch this video.
I'd be pissed.
That is
bottle wars.
There's no way that's genuinely fun.
Literally just a flex to be I can pour this out.
But Mariah,
what's the prize?
Mariah, think about it. If we were the only ones in a nightclub, we would have fun.
100%.
Yeah.
Because we're all on the same page.
Brilliant idea if one guy was actually, let's go give table 1 2 bottles filled with water. Tell them that they're just doing it as a flex to get this other table to be oh shit, let's outdo them. So it started off with just full of water, and then they got people to start buying all these fucking bottles as a flex.
Crazy.
Yeah.
While we're waiting for this to skip, my next one was Taylor Swift.
People genuinely enjoy Taylor Swift.
You think people pretend to like Taylor Swift songs?
A bunch of people, yeah.
Well, I'll agree with that. Some people I feel are fake Swiftie fans where they do it
that's what I'm saying.
They do it. I feel like there's some influencers out there who do it to entertain
It's a bandwagon
their audience,
thing because
and they think that
creators.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm not saying Swifties don't like Taylor Swift, but there's definitely a big chunk of people that are just doing it just because everybody else is doing
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. Definitely in the creator world, definitely in like friend groups.
Oh, I've had some friends who know like other big influencers who know that they like that artist, and then they'll start liking that artist. It's like, where the fuck was this? You were just saying like
because you want the approval of that person.
Yes, I hate stuff like that.
Look. Crazy.
Temperature bottle water trend on TikTok sparking today over flexing.
Are there any sports that you think that a lot of people pretend that they like?
I think pickleball.
This is weird coming from me. People watching NASCAR.
Yeah.
I do not get it.
Yeah.
NASCAR events are fun. You go. I get it if you want to, get drunk, walk around, eat shitty food, and just be around a bunch of people getting drunk at the same time. Hoopla. Right. But to actually, there is the only important thing is the last lap of the entire race.
Facts.
Yeah.
If you do not have to pay attention to the sport for the entirety of it,
what are we doing?
What are you doing?
Also, give me some bananas and some bonus boxes. Make it like fucking Mario Kart. If you want to make it
put some challenges in there. Let's see some cars flip.
What's messed up
some
is
ramps.
Most people only watch it for a crash, and that is horrible. Yeah, your excitement comes from people.
True.
Right. Because the only clips from NASCAR that go viral are accidents.
Yes.
Nobody's like, look at this drift.
Yeah, look at this maneuver he did right here. He really came around the corner and got there in front. Can you believe that, Bill? Like, oh, whoop-de-doo.
Also, okay, I hope Europe doesn't come for me. Tour de France. Do not get it. It's one of the most watched sporting events in the world. I think it's like number 2.
Yes.
Most watched sporting event. Why?
It's kind of beautiful. Because they're not going around in a loop. They are going through the countryside of France.
I get it.
And it's some of the most scenic. I understand, I guess, the monotony of what they're doing.
But people are only rooting for that one guy trying to reach out with his arm and cause a wreck and wipe the entire
I know
race
that's what I'm waiting for.
Right.
Which is horrible.
Messed up.
But it's like we don't want anybody to be hurt.
Right.
It's just like the chaos of it. That one person with their sign just being a complete dick, just trying to be on TV and just the whole
everybody's watching, waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that little part of hockey where a lot of people are going just to see a fight.
The most exciting thing, you go to a game, you're like, man, I hope there's a fight
he's
tonight.
about to do it.
They encourage fighting now because it makes for good views on TV.
Yeah.
Hockey is fucking annoying because I can't even see the fucking puck. I never know. I see the stick go like this, and my head's over there, and score on the other side. It's so annoying.
Magic trick.
I hate it. I remember there was 2-3 hockey games I went to.
I'm only reacting the way the crowd's reacting.
Yeah.
Woo!
Okay, we're cheering.
And I remember we were up to the glass, and I remember the only fun part was being able to on the fake
try to get their attention.
Plastic. Yeah.
This one you might find surprising, but it's horrible to sit through a dance recital. Probably the worst thing. That would be a really good punishment for something. Sit through a dance recital. I dare you. It's the worst.
The younger, the worse.
Because when you're backstage, like I did dance recitals my whole life. It is the most exciting day of the year because you're rushing backstage. You have quick changes. There's so much happening. You're getting the little kids ready. You're rehearsing. You're stretching. You're constantly moving. When you sit through a dance recital, if you're not a dancer, if you're a parent, if you're a brother, I always told my mom, don't have Nick and John come. Like, I just feel too bad. It's brutal because it's so slow paced in the audience because the dances are long. It's like a 2-minute dance. And especially when the little kids come out, like it's cute if you know the kid, but then you're just, it's so hard to explain. If you ever get invited to sit through a dance recital. If it's
not your own child and watching it.
Right. Yeah. And non-dancers truly are only entertained by tricks. So there's
give me a cheer competition though.
I was just gonna say that all-star cheer is so exciting. I dreamed of being an all-star cheerleader.
The video that I sent you, I want to do that so bad. I don't know why. The synchronization of dancers.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching each face, like just thinking, if one person fucks up a routine by a smidge, you can tell that there's going to be a fight after, a big fight with how intense the moves are and how just perfect the group of like 100 people are.
So those are professionals. Picture people that are only doing it as a recreational hobby.
I think it should be in the fucking Olympics. Give me some cheerleading.
It is really unbelievable how they do it. And there's people, I found out I'm not too old to cheer. They have adult.
Really?
Yeah, you can be like, there's like 40-year-olds on cheer teams.
This is a 31-year-old man. I like watching cheerleading clips, but then I'm like, what am I doing? I'm watching these I'm watching these high school girls do flips. Get this off my feet. I feel weird, but like I need to see some people of age.
Miami Dolphins cheerleaders, I swear to God, like back then they were like all mid-30s, 40s, like they were all pretty old, unless they just looked old to me.
They looked older, yeah. They're in their 20s.
And they can't be like older than a certain...
No, you can. It's just those people are just like
they would choose a younger person.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure like the oldest person to pro cheer for like the NFL or whatever, I think they were maybe 39, 40, but that's rare, very rare.
Yeah.
They're usually like 18 to 28 maybe.
Back to the recitals. I think what would be so much more interesting, because I always think backstage, what's happening backstage is always so interesting. Love it, like the BTS of it. I wish there was a stage, right? Like you come to a recital, the stage is a spinning stage, right? So every time that they're done with the routine, it just starts spinning and you're just seeing everybody freak out in the back. And like they just don't pretend that you don't know that the audience is watching. Just act like how you need to be to get back on stage in a timely manner. I want to see the back and forth.
Yeah,
on
like
that end.
If people pay extra for orchestra seats, you should pay to like be in the wing.
Yeah, that would be such a good show.
So when you see a quick, this sounds wrong, you wouldn't, but like when you look at a quick change, when you have to go from costume to costume in that wing, it's insane. That's why we're so good. I could, not that I've done it, but I could drive and change my whole outfit. Hair, makeup, I can do it. I've had to do it before.
I
haven't done it.
Changing pants while driving?
It's so fun.
I'm pretty sure that's worse than drunk driving, for sure.
I'll show you, and then you
on the way home.
Yeah,
on the highway.
On the highwai.
It's
amazing.
Citizen app alert.
It's amazing.
Imagine seeing that as a driver.
But like I said, I've always been the person in the performance, and my very first time being in that position where I got to see. I worked for Dance Moms for one episode.
You did?
I did backstage. I had the headset and a clipboard. And this was like maybe 5-6 years ago or something. And it was so much fun to see the behind the scenes of the dancers rushing during competition backstage. And like, I had
Abby Lee Miller in her wheelchair. Out of the way, please. Out of the way. Woman in the clipboard, out of my way.
I had the clipboard of the order, so I had to make sure, as the backstage manager, to make sure everyone was in order in the wings, dressed, ready to go. Their music was ready. And I had to make sure, okay, we have the Dance Mom girls coming out next. You have to wait. This studio has to wait. And I had to make sure, and I've never been in that position. I had to fake like I think
that's right.
I think I was like, because it was the studio owner of the studio I taught at here. She got to judge that competition. So they said, do you know anybody that can do backstage? And she was like, Mariah, can you do it? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I've done this.
Never done it before. And I had to pretend.
Yeah, I think my goal is to be in one of those competitions for one time, just one time.
One time?
Yeah, like you're all just watching like, is that Zane? And I'm just...
just trying to blend in.
But I kill it though. I've been practicing for months and I've been hiding it.
Because if you did it, you'd be like, never bring it up. It didn't happen. But you're a Macy's Day Parade. Like,
but you know how when artists do like a whole like they're performing and they have backstage dance or they have dancers on the side. They're not doing every single routine, but they do only a few. Right? They're singing, and then they'll pop a boom, boom, boom with the dancers.
Hillaried up. Like
I just want to be the center where like I don't need to do every single one. I could just go off, just improv the whole time, but hit at least like 50% of the moves. So it's not like that much pressure on me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You have it. I think you have what it takes.
I think so too.
There's
an adult category at some competitions. You should just do one out here.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
Oh, you'd kick their ass.
Okay, I think.
Yeah,
I could
you would eat it up.
My kids' TikToks are going to be number one with me.
Come on now.
I just want to go to a breakdance battle.
Oh, it's
like when I was younger, I thought I would be going to a lot more breakdance battles, like as an adult.
Yeah,
I can't imagine any right now. What was
so
like you got served
fun.
Where it's like just 2 stories. It's like a fucking inferno, and we got.
I've only seen that in movies. Like damn.
So much.
Yeah,
fun.
movies really made it seem like it was such a common thing that you would just run into?
In street races, I thought I'd be going to street races like every weekend. I thought to be like Fast and Furious. What do you got? Got NOS in that? All right.
Well, no, now
that you my car. I thought I would be doing.
You thought you'd have to like race your car for pinks, and you might end up losing it one day. I remember thinking that I was going to be like literally having to pull it up and like.
Yeah. No, you know what I want to pull up to? Those drift ones where the videos
sideshows.
Yeah, the sideshows where the cars are just and they're just hitting like, people and you
just like get stuck in the middle of it, and it's kind of like at a show where people push you in to dance and you're like, I don't want to, but then you have to get in and whip your car sideways.
But don't people do that? Haven't you been invited to out here?
Miles wants me to go all he's literally at a sideshow.
Yeah.
People are getting hit and they're flying and they're just getting up. It's
my favorite is the guy. He got hit and then his pants fell off.
Yes, I saw that.
Bro, they're getting wrecked out there. I don't understand.
But they're not getting hurt?
They are.
The city's cracking down on it. They'll like block off whole intersections and everybody gets a ticket if you go to those things.
Wow.
Like
they're Zane,
dangerous though.
That's what we should do for a video. You and I at a sideshow.
Yes. That's what they call it, sideshows?
Be careful if you guys go to that.
I just want to see where I'm just like sitting there like, and then
Zane, no, I want you hanging out of the car. Like you're on top of like a Challenger.
Like the Joker.
Yes. You have to.
You know what I never fail to point out, especially when I'm with you? And what is the point? Every time I see like a mark of someone who did a donut, I'm like, damn, like they just
sideshow.
Damn,
like I'm always pointing out, I'm like, damn, somebody skidded. Like, shut up. Who cares?
Look, somebody did a burnout here.
Yeah, like just the mark on the ground.
With a body outline on the floor where someone got hit.
I thought I would see that in my lifetime. The tape outline.
Yeah, I thought I'd see that everywhere.
The chalk.
They should have it everywhere where someone has died to just make you keep your eye out. Yeah.
I have one more thing on my list.
I have one too.
Abstract art.
Yeah, no.
There's no way you're
Matt,
looking.
I'm excited for him to try to defend
You're
it.
not going to a museum looking at
like a square triangle and a circle, and it's like on a.
And you're standing there, hands behind your back, and looking at it for more than a second.
Yeah,
there's no way. There's no way.
Okay, so I guess then if an art piece doesn't like strike you or doesn't make you feel anything, then I guess that's okay. Then the art isn't for you. But like
no, but I get what she's saying.
I'm not saying art in general. I'm saying abstract art.
Where abstract art was groundbreaking. If someone's doing something that nobody else has done,
a circle. I can do one right now.
I've seen things that I'm like, not good.
Mark Rothko was like a big guy in like the 60s and 70s that was like kind of controversial in like the
like what?
Okay, no, it all depends, right?
But
like there's certain things where there's certain art where I'm like, okay, this looks good and this would actually look very good in a certain space.
I understand there's bad abstract art where they're trying to make something that looks cool and abstract, but like there really is no meaning. I think you can create the world in like an abstract way.
It's like the one guy that does it upside down.
Yes.
He'll paint the whole thing upside down, and then at the very end he flips it and it's Kobe Bryant. And you're like, oh my God.
But I can't stand the people.
To me, that's a gimmick. Like, or like the guy who does the paint bucket and he spins it around. Get that out of my fucking face.
What's the difference between that though and something put a square and then like that? What's the difference between that paint can and that yellow wall right there?
It doesn't make sense.
It's intention and purpose.
No, look.
Matt.
You know what I mean? What's the difference between that and what the kid does with the paint can?
This is the way I see it. Listen, if I can duplicate it,
true.
Not good. If there's an artist that can paint something that looks realistic and I'm going, wow, that looks just like this. This looks like a real thing.
Like
I can't tell the difference between painting or a picture.
See, those are like those kind of look like Mark Rothko paintings. Like those are like ones where you step into it and you like.
Yeah, maybe it's just not for me.
Maybe I'm just not stepping in.
Feel something.
No.
Like this room, how long can you really be in there for? You're paying for an hour
yellow
tour.
Square, blue square. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's like it all depends on the art, right?
Right.
Like I'm so 50-50 on this because there are certain art where I'm like, wow, that's like really beautiful. And it's like simple, but it's something I just can't recreate. But it's simple, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And then there are some like I could take there's some museums I could take that wallpaper and just frame it and just put it on a wall and like people would just stand there for like 5 minutes and watch it. And I'll sit back there and be like, I just took wallpaper
Oh yeah,
like there's got to be somebody.
You could be at an Italian, or like you're eating at this nice restaurant, and they're just whipping stuff up for Trader Joe's, but because you think you're eating at a nice restaurant, you think the food's good.
Yeah, right. Like there's got to be somebody who has art in a museum, and they just bullshitted it, and they're laughing their way to the bank.
Can you believe this?
Because people are like, I get where his vision was, and he's just laughing.
And you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of artists that are like that.
And if you're making up the story of what the artist was feeling while doing it,
because
you're wrong.
What if they were just bored and they like the color blue?
Yeah, I could tell right here. This was like his frustration. He was feeling anger and was feeling closed off in his body, and he was just trying to get through. It's like, no, you're making that up in your head.
You know who's
you're wrong.
You know who's unbelievable? Have you seen the young Picasso? He's like 10 years old.
You can look at that and be like, wow,
he's
this is
unbelievable.
Good. He's a child.
Right. I would never. I am not. How do I say this without sounding? I wouldn't hang a Picasso painting in my house. It's just not my vibe. But I know it's amazing. I could not do that. This kid is like 10 years old.
He's talented, but I think he has like it down to a formula.
But he's 10 years old. This is natural talent.
Like that's a clown. I can see. So he's
look at this kid. He did all that.
Oh wow.
So it is a contemporary style, not my style. But I know this is really hard to do, and he's 10 years old.
But the thing is, if you didn't know this 10-year-old was there, you would look at one of these paintings, and some guy would just walk up and be like, "Man, this is a grown man who feels really."
Right.
I just think it's a Picasso imitation.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't know that a kid did that. It's really good. I really like. Good, yeah. I love that a kid did it. It makes me want to buy the art because a little kid made it for sure.
Right.
It definitely changes.
But then also you look at like adults who are drawing this stuff, and you're like, okay, it looks like this 10-year-old just painted that.
And you also know he's going to be a big name in the future, so like people are hopping
sometimes
on it
then
now.
you like.
You know he's drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes.
It all depends on what kind of pieces you want to have in your home, because every art, like that's why art history is so important. The reason why certain people go down in the history books is because they went against the norm and they created their own style and created a whole fucking movement that inspired everybody else to do interesting, more unique things through that style.
So to work off how Heath is feeling, I think if a person is genuinely putting something that they're feeling on like a canvas, I respect that. But I also feel like people can take advantage of people's emotions with art. Like people that love art, they love watching art. There's a way to monetize off that.
Yeah. Right.
With people that are just faking it.
I mean, the art world is crazy. I mean, the guy
it's also like the most crooked type of business out there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that
it's all just embezzling money and
like people on the street who do like, I'm going to make you an amazing landscape, but only in 10 seconds. Like to me, that's fucking bullshit. Yeah, it does look really cool. Yeah, you made it in 10 seconds, but that's like a fucking gimmick. Like, sure, that painting is worth $10. Like I would never spend hundreds of dollars on something somebody just whipped up in like a couple seconds. Like that they learn from somebody else who taught them the craft for them
like
just to sell
second nature
this
to
stuff.
them. They're just on autopilot doing it.
Yeah.
Like this kid,
it's cool to watch.
If
but
he's
like,
inspired by Picasso, that's great. It's going to be nice. As he gets older, I feel like he's going to try to twist it and make it his own, because he's very young right now. So as he gets older, he's probably going to want to be his own. It's kind of like,
if you're a kid drawing up shit like that, you're going to get really good. You can't get worse.
Look at like the stages of Picasso's art throughout his entire life. Is
it all different?
Oh my gosh. He made it started off so like, we'll call it beautiful, but just like incredible paintings. And then it just got so deconstructed down to like,
like this. Wait, what?
Oh, wow.
There's one that we have.
That is
like
fascinating.
As he got like older and older and
older, it became more abstract.
It just became more just like all over the place and
oh my gosh,
bizarre.
And that's the beauty of reinventing yourself, finding your own style, keeping things exciting and interesting. And that's what makes an artist interesting, is the history of where this was in their phase and in their life before they went crazy.
Like this type of art, you could like sit there, like you could appreciate it. Be like, you know what, I get it.
That before and after is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, just buy whatever like strikes you. Just don't. But if you're going to Home Goods and just buying the cheapest thing that they're putting on just hotel walls, I'm like, that's where it's like, well, what is that? What is that then? If you're just
there's a couple art that Leah brought home one time, and
which one?
And it literally looked like just a very bad symbol.
Or like a
no.
bad symbol. And I was like, Leah, did you bother just
Oh my god!
We had to trash it. We didn't even. I didn't even want to return it because like it just needed to be in the trash.
Oh my god!
Because it was just like
so
it
funny.
almost looked like that sign.
Oh, that's okay. That's really funny.
Art is very interesting.
It's subjective.
I did have one last thing on my list. It's food related. Coleslaw /
Coleslaw.
sauerkraut.
I love it. Me and your dad love it.
Coleslaw.
Genuinely, I swear, like if I was the last person on earth, I would have coleslaw.
I think coleslaw is good in like sandwiches, like in a fried chicken sandwich.
As
I think
an
it like
addition, to get coleslaw as a side,
I love it.
I don't understand.
I do it all the
If
time.
I'm like at KFC,
I know you do. I don't get it.
It's coleslaw. Coleslaw is pretty much cabbage and mayo. What's the dressing that's in it?
Carrots, cabbage,
just shredded greens and a lot of what is it? Mayo?
Yeah, mayo.
What am I eating?
Is it mayo?
some sort of dressing.
Well, if it's a dressing, it's just salad. But it has to be mayo.
It's a salad minus the salad. There's no
so
greens. It's not. It's
so
what they would
refreshing.
throw on top of a salad. They just took out all the good stuff, and now you just have toppings.
Yeah, to me, it's like a condiment. To me, it's like
it's an addition. Like you get like a Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and there's some coleslaw on top. You get that crisp kind of lightness to it. Sure,
but people who are buying the whole damn thing of coleslaw, like no one's gonna eat like a whole bowl of coleslaw for dinner.
Excuse me.
She does. That's what I don't get.
I'll do it right now. Jordan, order me a bowl of coleslaw.
Yeah, if I'm getting a side of coleslaw, like if there's like a array of food, I'll get just a dollop.
if there's
of
nothing
coleslaw.
else, I would have a side of coleslaw.
It's just refreshing.
It is kind of refreshing.
It's very
especially on a hot
refreshing.
day.
Yeah.
Drink a glass of water.
Dude,
You know what's
does
not
that-
refreshing? A seltzer water. Because it does not quench your thirst. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I love coleslaw.
Kind of
Mayo,
concept.
apple cider vinegar.
Really long church services. Like there's a
I
level
agree.
to where I'm glad if I'm up in the church, I'm enjoying my time, getting a little bit of holiness in my life, I'm for it. But there's like a level where like, is everyone else really like,
No.
what are we working to? I know you're not, it's not like a play. There's no plot. I know there's moments where we got to do this ritual, we do this ritual, but it's like,
It's too long.
yeah.
At service.
If you told me church
It's
was
too
30
long.
minutes, I'd go all the time. But like, I'm like, is it an hour and a half?
Like a drive-through church.
I think
Say a little prayer through the window.
Right.
That's actually a really good
That's
idea.
an amazing idea.
half the people that go to church services, I think they're doing it to show everybody else that, hey, I'm here too.
Yes.
At the church.
It's a community, though. You have to. It's like a.
I don't think that people there is a lot of people I think that do not sit at church and really focus on God.
And they're not
at
really
a church.
listening to the
I
message
think
because
it's,
sometimes if you go to a really long church service, why aren't we talking about what we just heard? Like, it's like some people are just there like they're not even like absorbing it or listening to it. And then they like
some people do only go to service Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
My parents, we were the family that like the only thing we talked about on Sunday was what we heard what we learn at church today. What'd you hear at church today? What was like what?
That's
what's
good.
the
That means
lesson
you're supposed to
today?
like pay attention.
That's
Yeah,
great.
my family was very very into it.
Like
but
apply
it was,
what you just learned.
Right. Like when my parents when they come visit, the first thing is like, where's the nearest church? We're going on Sunday. They will go.
Even on
They'll
vacation.
go by. My mom goes to church by herself. They'll do the midnight mass. Like they
Oh,
are
yeah.
going.
Which I respect. Others,
like someone's good if they can't go to church but they're watching the live stream. I'm like, okay,
all right, you
now
see
you're
that?
committed.
Yeah.
Now like Patricia sometimes she'll have the live stream on for church. Like
That's more of a
for Odell.
commitment
I'm
to me.
like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Right. Did you know that?
This
There's live
counts.
stream. You can watch
Zane,
it live.
come on, who are you talking
There's
to
a
here?
live stream.
Out here in LA, no offense to LA, but I would prefer the live stream over going in person.
Yeah.
I think you feel the same way. It's just sometimes it feels a little gimmicky out here. It feels a little performative.
They try to relate it too much to being in LA.
Yeah.
Like instead,
the
like
message overall, I can look past the trendiness and really focus on what the message is, what they're saying in the Bible to like live by his word. I can narrow that down and be like, okay, overall, this is what he was talking about. But there's people that get so caught up and they like want to wear the trendiest outfit to church. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not what this is about. So doing it online and putting it on the screen, like while we're having breakfast, like I would prefer that out here. Any other state, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
my first pastor out here, he was trendy. Like
They like name drop celebrities.
Yeah, we had Bieber here, man. I was talking to Biebs before we went on, and I said,
like, what
he
are
just
we
got
doing?
me thinking, who's headlining in your heart?
Right.
Is it you?
Right.
Is it Jay-Z or is it Or is it Christ?
I actually helped him write his last album.
Yeah.
I put the words of God in it. Holy. Y'all heard that one?
Florida Georgia Line. They hit me up and they said, hey Jeff, we're trying to find a hook to this. What do you think? What do you speak? Holy.
Yeah.
Can we all be a little bit more holy?
Everybody just close your eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes. 5 minutes.
Everybody close your eyes. He's like,
Who's headlining in your heart? Everyone's like, Coachella this, Coachella that.
But let him be coach.
Let him be coach. Ella, hey.
I've always wanted to go to one where like the pastor just like puts their hand on his chest and he just starts.
I will strike down a police with great things.
And just
that demon out, my brothers.
I want to levitate in church. I just want to be.
I want to see some people walk. I want to see some people get healed. Show me what you got.
I want to see some healation.
I'm not gay no more.
Okay. All right. I think that's all we have today.
Thank you so much for watching. As always, we love you guys, and we will jump into the unwind. If you don't know what the unwind is,
make sure to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Zane and Heath, where we have bonus episode. We have High and Drunk episode. We have live Q&As every month. We also have a private Discord. And then we also leave these cameras rolling for an extra 15 to 25, 30 minutes where we just have like a mini episode. We kind of just chit chat, bullshit. Who fucking knows? But we have all that on our patreon.com/Zane and Heath for $5 a month.
That's right, baby. All right, let's jump into it.
Perfect. All right.
Boom.
Ciao.
We'll see you in a sec.
Ciao.